I want to start with a question. What is stopping you from achieving what you want? Is it fear, doubt, the belief that you're not ready? The truth is, nothing changes until we decide to push ourselves. Success isn't about luck, talent, or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking action, stepping outside our comfort zone, and making things happen. Great leaders, visionaries, and game changers didn't wait for permission. They didn't sit back and hope for success to come knocking. They pushed themselves beyond what they thought was possible. So today, let's talk about what it really takes to push yourself and make things happen. Because the moment you stop waiting and start moving, you begin to create the life you've always imagined. Imagine waking up every morning with a clear sense of direction, knowing exactly why you do what you do. That clarity gives you the motivation to push through challenges, stay focused, and overcome obstacles. Without it, every task feels like a burden. Every setback seems like a reason to quit, and success appears to be an uphill battle with no end in sight. This is why understanding your why is the foundation of pushing yourself to make things happen. Most people focus on what they need to do or how they should do it, but few take the time to ask themselves why it matters in the first place. This simple yet powerful question is the driving force behind every great achievement. It is what fuels perseverance when things get tough, what keeps you going when motivation fades, and what helps you navigate through moments of doubt and uncertainty. Without a strong sense of purpose, even the most talented and hardworking individuals can find themselves lost, uninspired, and struggling to stay committed to their goals. Think about some of the most successful and influential people in the world. They didn't just chase success for the sake of it. They had a deep, compelling reason behind their actions, whether it was a personal mission, a desire to create change, or a vision bigger than themselves. They were driven by something greater than external rewards. When you know your why, setbacks don't feel like failures, they feel like lessons. Challenges don't feel like roadblocks. They feel like opportunities to grow. Every action, no matter how small, becomes meaningful because it aligns with a deeper purpose. Your why is personal. It's not about what society expects from you, what your family thinks is best, or what others define as success. It's about what truly matters to you, what excites you, and what gives you a sense of fulfillment. Some people are driven by the desire to inspire others, some by the need to solve a problem, and others by the pursuit of excellence in their craft. The key is to dig deep and uncover the real reason behind your action. Many people struggle because they set goals without connecting them to a strong purpose. They chase money, status, or recognition only to find themselves feeling empty and unfulfilled once they achieve them. That's because external rewards alone are not enough to sustain long-term motivation. When the only reason you push yourself is to reach a superficial goal, the effort required feels exhausting rather than empowering. But when your actions align with a deeper sense of purpose, the hard work becomes meaningful, the struggles feel worth it, and the journey itself becomes fulfilling. Finding your why requires self-reflection. It's about asking yourself tough questions and being honest with your answers. What truly excites you? What impact do you want to make? What kind of life do you want to create? What values matter most to you? These questions help you uncover the deeper reasons behind your ambitions and give you a sense of direction. It's not about having all the answers immediately, but about continuously seeking clarity and refining your purpose as you grow. Once you understand your why, everything changes. You no longer need constant motivation from external sources because your drive comes from within. You stop comparing yourself to others because your path is unique. You embrace challenges instead of avoiding them because you know they are necessary for growth. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, you take action because you understand that progress is more important than perfection. Many people give up too soon because they lack a strong reason to keep going. When obstacles arise, when things get tough, when doubt creeps in, it's easy to quit if you don't have a compelling reason to push through. But those who have a strong why find a way to keep going, no matter how difficult the journey gets. They don't rely on fleeting motivation, they rely on purpose. They don't let failure define them, they let it refine them. They don't wait for opportunities, they create them. The truth is, success is not reserved for the most talented, the luckiest, or the most privileged. It belongs to those who are deeply committed to a purpose bigger than themselves. It's not about having all the answers up front, but about taking action with a clear sense of direction. When you know your why, you don't need someone to push you because your purpose becomes the force that drives you forward. You don't fear failure because you see it as a stepping stone rather than a setback. You don't wait for inspiration because your why gives you all the motivation you need. Understanding your why is the difference between going through life feeling stuck and living with passion, energy, and determination. It's what separates those who settle for mediocrity from those who achieve greatness. It's what allows people to wake up excited about their work, to push through discomfort, and to stay committed even when the odds seem stacked against them. It's the foundation of every breakthrough, every innovation, and every act of perseverance that has ever led to something extraordinary. Discomfort is something most people try to avoid. It's natural to seek safety, to stay in familiar places, and to stick to what feels easy. But growth never happens in comfort. Every great achievement, every major breakthrough, and every meaningful transformation comes from stepping into the unknown, facing uncertainty, and embracing discomfort. The people who reach their full potential are the ones who are willing to push past what feels safe and lean into challenges, even when it's uncomfortable. Most people underestimate how much discomfort is required for success. They start something new, face a little resistance, and assume they aren't capable. They feel fear, doubt, or struggle and take it as a sign that they should stop. The reality is, discomfort is not a warning sign, it's proof that you're growing. If everything feels easy, if nothing challenges you, if you never feel nervous or stretched, then you're not making progress. The process of becoming better at anything, whether it's a skill, a career, or personal growth, requires moments of struggle. Those moments are not roadblocks, they are stepping. The reason discomfort is so powerful is that it forces adaptation. When you step outside your comfort zone, your mind and body adjust to the new challenge. At first, it feels difficult, maybe even impossible, but over time, what once felt overwhelming becomes second nature. This is how progress works. Every time you push yourself beyond what feels comfortable, you expand your capacity. You develop resilience, strength, and a greater ability to handle challenges in the future. Growth is not about massive leaps all at once. It's about small steps into discomfort that add up over time. Fear often disguises itself as logic. The mind will come up with endless reasons to stay comfortable. Now isn't the right time. I don't have enough experience. What if I fail? These thoughts feel rational, but they are just fear in disguise. The truth is, there is never a perfect time, and no one ever feels fully ready before they start. The only way to build confidence and capability is to act despite fear. Taking action, even when you don't feel ready, is what separates those who grow from those who stay stuck. The most successful people in any field have learned to be comfortable with discomfort. Athletes push through pain and training. Entrepreneurs take risks with no guarantee of success. Artists create even when they doubt themselves. Leaders make difficult decisions under pressure. None of them are immune to discomfort. They have just trained themselves to keep going despite it. They understand that pushing through discomfort is the price of achieving anything worthwhile. Reframing discomfort as a sign of progress changes everything. Instead of seeing struggle as a problem, you begin to see it as part of the process. Instead of avoiding fear, you start using it as a guide, knowing that the things you fear most are often the things that will help you grow the most. Instead of expecting things to be easy, you prepare for the challenge and commit to showing up anyway. There is a psychological concept called the zone of proximal development, which explains that the best way to grow is to operate just outside your current abilities. If something is too easy, there's no growth. If something is too hard, it becomes overwhelming. But when you challenge yourself just beyond your current level, you stretch, adapt, and improve. This is why embracing discomfort in small, consistent ways leads to massive transformation over time. Most people avoid discomfort because they associate it with pain, failure, or embarrassment. But discomfort is actually a sign of progress. Every time you face something difficult, you are building the skills, knowledge, and resilience you need for the next challenge. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more capable you become. Eventually, the things that once scared you become things you handle with confidence. There is a moment in every journey where you have to decide whether to stay comfortable or push forward. It's the moment when fear creeps in, when doubt tries to take over, when everything in you wants to turn back. Those who push forward despite that moment are the ones who grow. The ones who retreat stay exactly where they are. That moment of discomfort is the gateway to everything you want. If you can train yourself to push through it, to lean into the challenge instead of running from it, you will unlock a level of growth you never thought possible. Pushing through discomfort doesn't mean you won't feel fear, doubt, or frustration. It means you learn to act in spite of them. It means you recognize that those feelings are temporary, but the growth that comes from facing them lasts forever. It means you stop waiting for things to get easier and instead make yourself stronger. The willingness to be uncomfortable is the key to unlocking your full potential. Taking ownership means accepting full responsibility for where you are in life and where you want to go. It means recognizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you have full control over how you respond, how you grow, and what actions you take moving forward. Many people fall into the habit of blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck for their lack of progress. They say they don't have the right opportunities, the right connections, or the right resources, but the truth is the most successful people in the world started from all kinds of situations, some with advantages, some with none at all. What separates those who move forward from those who stay stuck is the mindset of ownership. When you take ownership, you stop making excuses. Excuses give away your power because they shift responsibility to something or someone else. If you believe your success depends on external factors, you will always feel helpless when things don't go your way. But when you own your actions, your choices, and your outcomes, you regain control. You realize that no matter what challenges arise, you have the ability to find a way forward. This shift in mindset is what empowers people to break through limitations and achieve their goals. Ownership also means holding yourself accountable. It's easy to set goals, but sticking to them requires discipline. No one is going to wake you up early, push you to work harder, or force you to stay committed. That responsibility falls on you. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't is not just talent or intelligence, it's consistency in taking action. Those who take ownership don't wait for motivation. They create habits and systems that keep them moving forward even when they don't feel like it. They don't rely on others to push them. They push themselves. A major part of taking ownership is recognizing that failure is not an excuse to stop. Many people give up when they experience setbacks because they see failure as a sign that they aren't capable. But failure is simply feedback. It shows you what didn't work and gives you the opportunity to adjust and improve. Those who take ownership don't dwell on failure. They learn from it. They analyze what went wrong, make changes, and keep going. This ability to adapt and persist is what separates those who achieve great things from those who give up too soon. Taking ownership also means letting go of the victim mentality. It's easy to focus on what's unfair, on the obstacles in your way, or on how things should be different. But dwelling on those things doesn't change them. What changes things is taking action, making decisions, and finding solutions. Life is not always fair, and challenges will always exist. The question is not whether you will face difficulties, but how you will respond to them. Those who take ownership refuse to let their circumstances define them. They focus on what they can control and take action accordingly. People who take ownership also recognize the power of their mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that things are too hard, that you're not good enough, or that success is out of reach, you will act in ways that reinforce those beliefs. But if you choose to believe that you have the power to improve, to learn, and to create opportunities, you will act differently. Your mindset influences your decisions, your resilience, and your ability to keep going when things get tough. Ownership starts with choosing to believe in your ability to make things happen. Taking ownership is not about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about recognizing where you need to improve and taking steps to do so. It's about acknowledging your mistakes without letting them define you. It's about refusing to let excuses, fear, or doubt hold you back. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you take control of your future. The moment you stop blaming others, you free yourself to make real progress. The moment you decide that your success depends on you, you unlock the ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. Many people never start because they are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. They believe that unless everything is aligned, their efforts will not be good enough. This mindset keeps them stuck in a cycle of hesitation and inaction. The truth is, perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it is one of the biggest obstacles to success. The people who make things happen are the ones who understand that progress is more important than perfection. They take action even when things aren't perfect. They learn as they go, and they make adjustments along the way. Perfectionism often disguises itself as a positive trait, but in reality, it is a form of fear. It is the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, and the fear of not being good enough. It keeps people in a constant state of planning without execution. They tell themselves they are preparing, researching, or refining their ideas, but deep down, they are avoiding the discomfort of imperfection. The only way to break free from this cycle is to start, even if it feels messy, uncertain, or incomplete. Taking the first step, no matter how small, is what creates momentum. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person had a moment when they were unsure, inexperienced, and unpolished. What separated them from those who stayed stuck was their willingness to act despite that uncertainty. They understood that mastery comes from repetition, experience, and continuous improvement. If you never start because you're afraid of being imperfect, you rob yourself of the opportunity to get better. The only way to develop skill, confidence, and expertise is through consistent action. Many people set ambitious goals, but become overwhelmed by the gap between where they are and where they want to be. They look at the big picture and feel paralyzed because the journey seems too long or too difficult. This is why focusing on progress rather than perfection is so important. Instead of worrying about achieving the perfect outcome immediately, shift your focus to taking the next small step. Small actions, repeated consistently, create massive results over time. The most successful people didn't achieve greatness overnight. They built it through daily effort, learning from mistakes and continuously improving. One of the most powerful lessons in life is that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. People who strive for perfection often fear failure so much that they never take risks. They avoid challenges because they don't want to make mistakes. But failure is not a sign that you aren't capable, it is proof that you are trying. Every failure provides valuable lessons, and every mistake helps refine your approach. The faster you embrace failure as a learning tool, the faster you grow. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fail, they are the ones who keep going despite failure. Taking imperfect action also builds resilience. The more you step outside your comfort zone and take risks, the more adaptable you become. You learn to handle setbacks, adjust your strategies, and keep moving forward. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you develop through experience. The more you expose yourself to challenges, the stronger you become. If you wait for perfection, you miss the chance to build the resilience needed to achieve long-term success. Another reason progress matters more than perfection is that perfection is subjective. What seems perfect today may not be good enough tomorrow. The world is constantly evolving, and so are you. If you wait for a perfect version of yourself or your work, you will always find reasons to delay. The best approach is to start, learn, and improve along the way. Each step forward provides new insights, new skills, and new opportunities that you wouldn't have discovered if you had waited for everything to be flawless. Momentum is created by action, not by overthinking. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more confident you become. Every small step forward makes the next step easier. When you focus on progress, you stay motivated because you see improvement. When you focus on perfection, you feel frustrated because nothing ever seems good enough. Shifting your mindset from "it must be perfect" to "I just need to start" changes everything. It frees you from fear, it removes procrastination, and it empowers you to keep moving forward no matter what. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your mindset, motivation, and success. Your environment shapes your habits, your beliefs, and even your perception of what is possible. If you spend time with people who are ambitious, driven, and positive, you are more likely to adopt those traits. If you surround yourself with people who complain, make excuses, and settle for less, those behaviors will become part of your reality as well. The energy, mindset, and standards of those around you influence the way you think and act, often without you even realizing it. Success is not just about talent or hard work. It is also about being in the right environment. Some of the most successful people in the world credit their achievements not just to their own efforts, but also to the people who supported, challenged, and inspired them along the way. When you are surrounded by people who push you to be better, you are more likely to hold yourself to higher standards. You are encouraged to keep going even when things get difficult because you see others doing the same. You feel accountable not just to yourself, but to the people around you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is holding on to relationships that drain them rather than uplift them. Some people, whether they realize it or not, bring negativity into your life. They discourage you from taking risks, they question your ambitions, and they project their own fears and limitations onto you. Being around this type of energy can hold you back, even if you have the best intentions. It is important to recognize the difference between people who support you and people who slow you down. Letting go of toxic relationships is not selfish, it is necessary for growth. Choosing the right people to surround yourself with means seeking out those who inspire you, who challenge you to think bigger, and who support your goals. These are the people who push you to keep going when you feel like giving up. They celebrate your successes without jealousy and hold you accountable when you are not living up to your potential. They don't let you settle for less than you are capable of. Finding these kinds of people may require stepping outside your comfort zone, but the effort is worth it. One way to create a stronger environment is to seek mentorship. Learning from people who have already achieved what you aspire to do can accelerate your growth. Mentors provide guidance, wisdom, and perspective that you may not have on your own. They help you navigate challenges, avoid common mistakes, and see opportunities you might not have recognized. Surrounding yourself with people who are ahead of you in experience and knowledge can push you to level up faster than you would on your own. It is also important to contribute to your environment by being the kind of person who uplifts others. Relationships should be mutually beneficial. Supporting and encouraging others not only strengthens your connections, but also creates a positive cycle of motivation and success. When you bring value to others, you naturally attract people who bring value to you. The best relationships are built on mutual respect, shared growth, and a commitment to helping each other succeed. Sometimes, the people closest to you may not understand your goals or ambitions. They may not share the same mindset or drive. In these situations, it is important to be selective about how much influence they have over your decisions. You don't have to cut people out of your life completely, but you do need to set boundaries. Protect your mindset by limiting exposure to negativity and spending more time with those who align with your vision. Your environment is not just about people, it is also about what you consume. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, and the content you engage with all contribute to your mindset. If you fill your mind with positive, growth-oriented information, you will naturally adopt a stronger mindset. If you constantly consume negativity, fear, and doubt, those thoughts will shape your actions. Being intentional about what you allow into your mental space is just as important as choosing the right people to be around. Surrounding yourself with the right people is not just about motivation. It is about creating an ecosystem that supports your success. When you are in the right environment, growth happens naturally. You don't have to force motivation because it becomes part of your daily life. You don't have to constantly push yourself alone because you are surrounded by others who are also pushing forward. The right people make success feel possible, they challenge you to go further, and they remind you of your potential even when you doubt yourself. Self-discipline is the foundation of success. It is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Talent, motivation, and intelligence can all be valuable, but without self-discipline, they amount to nothing. The ability to stay consistent, to do the hard work even when you don't feel like it, and to keep pushing forward despite distractions or setbacks is what truly makes the difference. Many people wait for motivation to strike before taking action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Self-discipline, however, ensures that you take action regardless of how you feel in the moment. Success is not built in a single moment of inspiration. It is built through daily habits, routines, and consistent effort over time. Every major accomplishment, whether in business, sports, personal growth, or any other field, is the result of small, disciplined actions taken consistently. The challenge is that discipline is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It means choosing long-term rewards over short-term comfort. It means doing what is necessary even when it is difficult, inconvenient, or boring. Those who master self-discipline understand that success is not about doing what feels good in the moment, but about making choices that align with their bigger goals. One of the most important aspects of self-discipline is setting clear goals. Without a clear direction, it is easy to become distracted or to procrastinate. When you have a defined goal, you create a standard for your actions. Every decision you make can be measured against that goal. Will this action bring you closer to where you want to be, or will it take you further away? Having a clear purpose gives discipline meaning. It is much easier to stay consistent when you have a strong reason for doing so. Another key to self-discipline is controlling your environment. If you surround yourself with distractions, temptations, or negativity, it becomes much harder to stay disciplined. On the other hand, if you create an environment that supports your goals, discipline becomes easier. This could mean limiting time spent on social media, setting up a workspace that minimizes distractions, or surrounding yourself with people who encourage and support your ambitions. Your environment has a powerful influence on your behavior, and by shaping it intentionally, you make self-discipline a natural part of your daily life. Self-discipline also requires developing the ability to delay gratification. Many people struggle with discipline because they want immediate results. They want success to come quickly and easily, and when it doesn't, they lose motivation. But success is a long-term game. The best things in life take time to build. Those who understand this are willing to put in the work without expecting instant rewards. They stay committed even when progress is slow because they trust the process. The ability to delay gratification, to work hard now for a reward that may come much later, is one of the most powerful traits a person can develop. Another challenge of self-discipline is overcoming excuses. The mind is incredibly skilled at finding reasons to avoid hard work. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have enough time. These excuses feel real in the moment, but they are just barriers created by the mind to avoid discomfort. The truth is, there will always be a reason not to start, but discipline means pushing through anyway. It means recognizing excuses for what they are and refusing to let them dictate your actions. Every time you overcome an excuse, you strengthen your ability to stay disciplined in the future. One way to build discipline is by creating routines. When something becomes a habit, it requires less effort to maintain. This is why successful people rely on routines to stay productive. They don't wait until they feel like working. They have systems in place that ensure they do the work regardless of how they feel. Whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, dedicating time to learning, or setting aside focused hours for deep work, routines remove the need for constant decision-making. They make discipline automatic. It is also important to recognize that discipline is like a muscle. It gets stronger with use. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes. At first, resisting distractions or staying committed to difficult tasks may feel like a struggle, but over time, it becomes second nature. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce the habit. Eventually, what once felt difficult becomes part of your identity. You no longer have to force yourself to be disciplined, you simply are. Self-discipline is not about being perfect. Everyone has moments of weakness, times when they give in to distractions or fail to stay on track. The key is not to let those moments define you. Discipline is about getting back on track quickly, learning from mistakes, and continuing to move forward. The most disciplined people in the world still face challenges, but they don't let those challenges stop them. They keep going, they stay focused, and they never let temporary setbacks turn into permanent failure.